Welcome to the GG podcast. I want to just deal with an issue concerning Adam Rashid and an apologist called Daniel, Muslim apologist. And I'll just show you a link to the.
Is it A, the one who performs the pilgrimage? Is it B?
Please. So, coming back to the topic of Wilayat al-Taqwiniya, okay? So, trying to save the Shia.
Dude, you need Quillbot. I use it for everything I write.
Quillbo?
Quillbot. It's an AI writing tool. It's literally changed.
Yeah, from this discussion, I don't know what your plan is, but listen, enough is enough. Let's move on. I've clarified my position. I want to address as many topics as possible.
I'll be here until midnight to discuss the Shia. I've already set aside the rest of the day.
I have nothing
Shia.
I have nothing more to say on jinns and angels. Let's move on. If you want to go on in a speech, a closing statement on this topic, go ahead.
This is Tawheed. So you started this interrogation of me. You brought some
I've
clips
clarified
ready.
my position.
Don't interrupt, please. Don't interrupt.
Daniel, I told you, brother Daniel.
Please.
I told you.
Please.
Yeah, my position is clear.
Have some respect, please, brother
Sure.
Adnan.
Sure, indeed.
You brought up the very important point that Tawheed and Aqidah are so important in our deen. You had clips prepared to show me and interrogate me that I have confusion on Tawheed. But now I'm asking you a very simple question about jinn and angels and calling to them instead of calling to Allah for permissible matters. You've already said that if you ask something that only Allah can provide, then that is shirk akbar. Okay, alhamdulillah, you said that at least. But what about other things? Because wealth is something that a person can do. I can ask a king to give me wealth. I can ask a king to fight my enemies. I can ask a king to build me a beautiful house. These are all things that it's not only Allah can do them, but in this dunya, people can do them. Bi'idhnillah. So is this permissible to call on the jinn to fulfill these needs?
So you've seen that with your own eyes. So I want to just talk to you about the Aqidah and Tawheed, okay, and the Muslim apologetics. What you find is that the Islamic apologetics is like a very refined weapon, very well crafted sword. They come to you and they say, do you believe in the Trinity? And you go, yeah. And then they say, do you believe in one God? And you say, yeah. And you say, well, you contradict yourself. You believe in the Trinity, you believe in one God. And so it's like a refined sword. They come and cut you down with this rationalism. But what you will find in the Islamic Dawah teams and also in the Islamic world in the West, Muslim world in the West, is that they have an Aqidah, which is their creed. Now, the thing is, they don't want to tell you what their creed is. Because if you know their creed, you're able to land devastating punches to Islamic view. So when they come with their finely honed sword to cut you down on the issue of the Trinity, and just before they do that, you say, what's your Aqidah? Watch them cough and splutter. They will not want to tell you what their Aqidah is. They'll say, no, let's get on to the Trinity. You say, well, tell me what your Aqidah is. No. I want to talk to you about the Trinity. Let's be rational. Let's discuss the Trinity. Well, tell me what your Aqidah is. No, they don't want to. Now, why don't they want to tell you their Aqidah, their creed? Here we're seeing Adnan Rashid and Daniel, two Muslim apologists, debating each other about their Aqidah, about their creed. And then if you go and find out more, you find that the Muslim metaphysician has been attacking Daniel and attacking him about his Aqidah, about his creed. And they've been arguing with each other, right? If you go back in the history of Islam, you can get the authority from Yasir Qadhi's book, The Sciences of the Quran. You can get this book for free. It's available for free. It's a Muslim apologist. It's a Muslim scholar. And he's written a book called The Sciences of the Quran. And if you get hold of that book, it's free by Yasir Qadhi, The Sciences of the Quran. Google it. You can get it, download it for free. When you read the first 100 pages, you're going to be shocked. Because what the shocking thing is he gives detailed information about the early debates about the Quran and the early debates about about God. And some people were saying that we can't really know anything about God because he's nothing like our creation. And some people were saying we can know things. So some people were saying that God literally has hands and feet. Some said, no, it's metaphorical. Some said we can't really know who God is. Because in the Quran, you have verses that say he is nothing like his creation. And then you have verses that say he has hands and feet. And so Muslims, at the beginning of the history of Islam, for the first few hundred years, they weren't just arguing with each other, they were actually killing each other. They were killing each other on these issues. Literally, caliphs killing you because you took a stance on either one of those issues. On the issue of the Quran, some said the Quran was eternal, and some said the Quran was created. Caliphs killed each other, Muslims killed each other literally over these issues, okay? So the reason why they don't want you to know about their Aqidah, and the reason why they don't want you to know about the history of their Aqidah, is because they're hiding these things in their history and in their theology, where they do have serious philosophical, theological problems and serious absolute contradictions in their theological discourse. And so here, they're having a debate and discussion about the Aqidah, but notice something in this debate between Daniel and Adam Rashid. They say we shouldn't be talking about the Aqidah in front of the Muslims. We shouldn't be arguing about the Aqidah, their creeds, in front of the Muslims. Because they don't want the Muslims to know about this stuff. They don't want the Muslims to know about these differences. And that is the deception of Islam, that they don't even want their own people to know the absolute contradictions within their own theological studies and books and history. They want to hide it even from their own Muslims. How much more do they want to hide it from you, the public? That they killed each other over, is the Quran eternal or is the Quran not? They killed each other. Can you know God, or is he not like his creation? Does he have his hands and feet? They killed each other over these issues. And finally, one of the main issues about this issue of the Aqidah is many of the apologists today are Salafi. They do not represent Orthodox Sunni Islam in the history of Orthodox Sunni Islam. So the vast majority of apologists on the internet that you see, they don't even represent the mainstream Orthodox Islamic teaching. So they're not true representatives of Islam. They are a very deviant form of Islam, ultra rationalist. Because if you look at the history of Islam, actually, there were many hundreds and hundreds of scholars, Islamic scholars, that said, listen, we can't be too rationalistic here. We have to be a bit humble, and we have to realize there are mysteries in God. But the Salafi today, they are carrying on this ultra-rationalism that is not Orthodox Sunni Islam. It's Salafism. Very fundamentalist, dogmatic, ultra-rationalistic, not balanced at all in the history of Islamic theology. So this controversy amongst the Muslims, apologists, with Daniel and Adnan Rashid talking and Muslim metaphysician whacking Daniel, they're getting upset because they don't want their Muslim populations to know about these problems with the Aqidah, these different arguments and differences on the Aqidah, the differences of the creed. Now, here's couple of last things. If you ask a Muslim what's your Aqidah, most of them don't know. They are to be, if you want to be a mature Muslim, you are to be a Muslim who is a student of knowledge. That's what they call it. So when you ask them what's your Aqidah, and they say it doesn't matter, it's not true. They have to be students of knowledge, right? Most Muslims don't know their Aqidah. They don't know there are these contradictions. You know, if the Quran is eternal, it means you have two gods, Allah and the Quran. They believe some Muslim sects hundreds of years ago also said that the Quran was not only eternal, but it was in Arabic. So they're saying that the Arabic is eternal because the Quran was in Arabic eternally. Now, if that's the case, that's not correct because Arabic has developed over time. So they have these massive weaknesses in their arguments that if you know their Aqidah, you know the history of their theology, you can take them down. So when a Muslim apologist comes to you or the Dawah team come to you and they say, I want to talk about the Trinity, just say, what's your Aqidah? And watch them cough and splurt and watch them get upset and angry. And they say, no, let's be rational. Put aside the Quran, put aside the Bible. Let's talk about the Trinity. You just say, well, what's your Aqidah? Watch them cough and splurt. A Muslim on the streets of Manchester, UK, America, wherever you are in the West, start arguing with you about the Trinity. Just say, what's your Aqidah? Watch them splurt and cough, and then say, in your Aqidah, it says Allah is nothing like his creation, but then it says Allah has hands and feet. Boom, you got them. There's a contradiction. Do you believe the Quran is eternal or not? Generally, most Muslims believe it's eternal. Then you have two gods. Problemo. Do you believe the Quran is eternal? Yeah. What language was it in? Arabic. Blum. You got them again. Problemo. Arabic has not been eternal. It's been developed over time. You've got them. So they want to hide their Aqidah. This controversy that they've been involved in. They want to get it over and done with and stop arguing about their Aqidah because they don't want the people to know, the Muslim people to know that there are differences in the discussions on the Aqidah and they're major, major issues. They're not minor, okay? And once you know these issues yourself, you've got powerful ammunition to push back the Muslim arguments and to make them think what they're saying. You've got powerful, powerful arguments once you know their Aqidah, once you read their creeds and study them. And they don't want their own people to know. So when a Muslim apologist comes to you, and start asking questions about the Bible, if they're not sincere, ask them, what's your Aqidah? And if they don't tell you Aqidah, you say, listen, if you don't even know your own Aqidah, why are you attacking the Bible? If you don't even know your own Aqidah, why are you attacking the Trinity? And you shut them up. It's as simple as that. So I'm enjoying watching this controversy with these Muslims. I'm enjoying it immensely because the lies that they've been lying, it's coming out. Their own Muslims are seeing the dishonesty amongst themselves because they're saying, we don't want our people to know about these differences. And they try to hide it. So there we are. Think about these things and God bless you. And I hope it's been a blessing to you. If you want to support the African mission that we do, you can support us on PayPal. And there are other ways as well. God bless you and love to everybody and take care. God bless you.